Good morning, I'm Frank Powers, and this is Lifestyle Tucson, the program where I speak to our neighbors, the people behind the scenes of our amazing organizations, small businesses, and nonprofits. Our friends are informing you how they serve our community, and they're here to give you updates on future projects. Let's make some new friends today. Helping kids is pretty much my life's work, and anytime I can incorporate that into Lifestyle Tucson, I love it. Arizona Lotus has partnered with Diamond Children's and Banner University Medicine to share updates about news and medicine as it relates to Tucson. This month, they'd like to share details on their Child Life team, as March was just Child Life Month. Their Child Life team are certified professionals who work with children and families in the medical center to provide emotional safety and help families cope with the stress of illness and injuries, from fractures to chronic or life-threatening diagnosis. The work that Child Life specialists do has shown to decrease the length of stay, get kids up and moving out of bed sooner, and at times decrease the need for medication. It's such a great program and benefits so many families locally and beyond. And today, I'm fortunate enough to speak with Rebecca Ruiz Hudman, PR and Marketing Manager at Banner University Medicine. Rebecca, welcome to Lifestyle Tucson.
Hey, Frank, thank you so much for having me on, and more importantly, give me the opportunity to talk about all of the good stuff happening at Diamond Children's and at Banner University Medicine. I don't know if you know this, but we have 2 academic medical hospitals here in Tucson. This means that we are teaching hospitals. So the University of Arizona College of Medicine Tucson just celebrated Match Day. Match Day is the day when college students in medical school graduate, and then they go on and they get accepted into academic medical centers to continue their education. So for us, that means when they come to Banner, our hospitals at Banner University Medical Center Tucson and Banner University Medical Center South, these new doctors get to become residents. That means they start to treat patients. They train with the experts of the experts. Our doctors, our physicians are faculty members at the University of Arizona and the College of Medicine Tucson. And they are specialists in their field. So these are literally people that are going out and training the future of medicine, not only in our hospital, but some of these guys are speakers internationally, certainly nationally. And so now these doctors, we had almost 200 match to Banner, both in Phoenix. We have a hospital that's an academic medical center in Phoenix, and we have our 2 hospitals here, which is South Campus and the Tucson campus. So we had almost 200 medical school graduates from across the country, including the colleges of medicine in Tucson and Phoenix, that are going to start treating patients at Banner. So that's kind of the long and short of it in terms of what we do on the academic, medical, and healthcare side. In addition to that, those specialties mean real patient care, and it is Child Life Month. Child Life Month is a month that we treasure. Literally, these people are walking angels. These people work with our patients in their greatest hour of need. These are anything from newborn preemies, babies that barely fit into the palm of your hand, wow, to children in their teens and even older. Certainly during COVID times, our Child Life team started caring for people that were into their mid-20s, just so that we could accommodate as many of the people in our community that needed care to whatever extent they are. So what is Child Life? I guess it's tied to, in essence, the specialists that we had, just like I was talking about those College of Medicine Tucson graduates. So those people will go into, let's say, pediatric cancer. So if you're a pediatric cancer doctor, you treat kids that are going through cancer. We have specialties in that, and all kinds of different cancers I can't even begin to spell or say correctly. But we have specialists on our team, and certainly that includes nurses and other allied health care people that help these children, these families get through these severe illnesses. So you can imagine, you hear the words cancer, your mind just goes blank. Mm-hmm. I can't even imagine that as a parent and trying to explain that to your child, or as a kid and going, what is happening? And all of a sudden, you're not sleeping in your own bed. You're in a hospital, for who knows how long. You have to come back oftentimes for repeated care and treatment. That means sometimes daily, sometimes weekly, sometimes monthly. Some of these kids come in and get whole new treatment for blood transfusions. Some people have to come in daily just to live. Some of them, they're hospitalized, certainly after their initial diagnosis and, let's say, a surgery or a couple surgeries. They're in the hospital for months at a time. Some of these preemies are there up to even 6 months. Their lungs don't develop, so they have to be intubated in some cases, but they have to be receive special care. So these little angels, our Child Life team, that's really what they are. They help to normalize the situation in the worst possible way. We have community partners that help us with this. We have Beads of Courage, which you probably heard of. Beads of Courage provides beads that mark every treatment that a child gets. Anywhere from your first day in the hospital, you get a bead. You just had your first transfusion, you get a bead. This is an international organization, but they partner with our Child Life team to make sure those moments are documented, and these kids get a token that shows really their strength and what they've gone through. It's amazing to see these kids. They'll show up with their beads, and show us it's Beads Day. They'll show up with these strands of beads that are larger and longer than you can even imagine. It's something, but it really does show what they go through. Our Child Life team helps to document them, but more importantly, it helps the kids to understand what it is. They're in the hospital. They don't know what it means to get an MRI. They don't know what it means to get an X-ray. They don't know what it is to have a chemo port put into their arms or their brains. So this team helps explain it in a fun way, if you will. They make it kind of a game. They help them to understand, and they help them own it. So it becomes not only an illness that they have, something that they're going through, but it helps them to understand. And that's just that alone helps the kids help their parents manage. Because if you see that your kid's doing okay, that really helps your parent kind of accept it and help to provide that strength that those children need.
I mean, I believe that. And also, I think I asked you, how are you? That was a good answer. But yeah, I mean, I love talking to people who are so passionate, coming here like a rocket, talking about how informative, how fun, how important the work you're doing is, all the people that you're helping. And I'll tell you what else you said in there that's nice to talk to you. I was going to mention this. Isn't it nice to talk about this great new partnership and not be here talking about like the COVID world?
Yeah.
Like right now we're getting past it and we're moving on to getting back to kind of normal and being able to just help kids with the kind of normal illnesses that we all deal with and the more common things that we're dealing with and some of the problems that we're all facing, not a new terrifying thing that happened and took us all by storm and we're all just kind of reacting to it. So now it's getting back to basics and getting back to helping kids, which is the most important thing that you're all doing. Because think about just when you talk about cancer, the thing you said about it, what happens, we all know what it's like to get bad news, to get truly bad news where you're in like denial and or you're saying why and why me and why this. Having people come in there and be able to talk to the parents about it, but to be able to talk to these kids to help them understand it, to help them understand this is not an ending. This is just a beginning of a new chapter that you're going to go through, and we're going to get you through it. We're going to keep track. I actually did not. I feel like I have a hint of that beads thing you were talking about, but maybe I don't. That's a great way to track it all and to really feel like you're what we call in the video gaming leveling up.
Exactly.
Kids love that. Kids love an achievement, and they love working toward a tiny trophy that says you did this and now here's your little award and now work toward that next, like a merit badge in Boy Scouts.
Exactly.
No, that's huge. It's a good motivator, and a motivator which in a way, a motivator to stay alive, to stay fighting, to stay strong and believe in yourselves and believe in your health. That's huge. What else is the Child Life team really focusing on? That you have this whole team focused on Child Life, talking about these walking angels, how they are really helping these kids get through traumatic experiences. And I remember breaking my arm when I was a kid, and it was terrifying. This is, the 80s, so I'm pretty sure the doctor was smoking a cigarette. And it was tough because I don't think they focused a lot on mental health back then. It was a lot more just like, let's get that cast on you. It's the color of a cast and get out. Now they have like blue casts, and they do things where there's all these kind of fun things to make the experience not as traumatic for children. And I'm willing to bet that that's a big key factor of the child care team.
It is, absolutely. And you see it, and I think back in the day, even, and I still see it now, people still want to sign it. People want to be a part of it. And that's part of the Child Life team, is that they make it about an experience. You know, it's not just what happened to, it's an experience that we're going through.
Yeah.
And it's all of us, and it's mom and dad, it's all of us. How are we going to help get this through this? And they do. They gamify it, a lot of it. You get the bead, but you also get to go to the toy chest and pick out a toy, you know, post whatever, whether it's you just had a new surgery, you just had an MRI, et cetera. And again, I need to say thanks to our community. Our community donates so many toys every year at Christmas. We're running pretty much right before Thanksgiving all the way till right after Christmas, and in between as well. We are just receiving toys from every community organization you can think of. Certainly, the Tucson firefighters, they come in, they dress as elves, they dress as Santa, they bring stuff. This year we did the Lights of Love. So we had lights. All of the emergency medical services teams came around with the ambulances, the lights on, firefighters with their lights on, police cars patrolling. So they lined down Campbell, and then they circled around the hospital. The kids were up in their hotel. I want to say it's almost like a hotel. It's really nice.
Yeah,
they're in their hospital rooms with lights shining back out so that they could see, but they could see them. We had them stop. They're waving at each other. We had Star Wars troopers there. It was just such a good community event, and we invited the community and provided hot chocolate. We Dunkin' Donuts, one of our biggest partners, provided donuts for us, and it was just a fun event in a really bad time, if you think about it. Who wants to be in the hospital, during the holidays? But it happens. It's a reality. And things like this, the Tucson community, we can't thank enough for what you do. You come through every time.
Yeah,
every
show
time.
up and show out. I always talk about Tucson. We are such a good, connected city. I always like to say it's like the baby bear's porridge. It's just right. Like, we really do get, I come from a big city, and again, it's hard to make waves. It's hard to get a spotlight on you. It's hard to get attention. Even if you're an amazing charitable organization, sometimes too many people can be in the way. And I talk about how Tucson, really just because of the community we are, where we have a lot of, we really love the city. We really love a lot of what we're doing together as a community. And we really band together because of the unique situation of having students that kind of come and go, having snowbirds that kind of come and go. There's a bunch of Tucsonans that appreciate it as we feel like almost, we're the real Tucsonans to a degree, but then also some of the snowbirds really appreciate this place because this is where they come and love. They love this place. This is their escape. They love it a lot, and they take care of it too. You got a lot of people in our very unique, again, college kind of supplied community that is huge and really does keep us together. And it's really easy to network here. And again, I've moved here from New York. It's so friendly here. It's easy to make friends. People genuinely care about a lot of what's going on. And once you learn about one of these events, it's going to happen again. And that's what's funny. I do know about the thing with the lights because I used to live right around the corner. So they'd be lined up down my street, and I didn't know what was going on. So one day I walked out, and I'm real quick with a costume. So I ran outside as Santa Claus.
Awesome.
Being like, what's going on? What's this, that, and just waving at them as they're going.
Aww.
And then it was so many people that I still had time to go back inside, change into Scrooge and tell them to get off my lawn. Bah!
I love it.
That's right. Put these children to work. But that's the thing, is that I love seeing all that. And again, doing that for all the kids. It's great when all of our great emergency responders will do fun stuff for kids. The fire department with Santa Claus doing fun stuff for kids. Getting money for all these toys and getting toys donated to you, rather, is so good. I do a thing with a friend. We always donate the WrestleMania main event.
Oh, fun.
That's right. You got to pick Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes this year. We'll see what happens. It's so fun. But I love donating that because I know I'm helping a young wrestling fan get a wrestling action figure. And that's a really fun thing to do. If you've never given a toy to a donation bin or given it to a kid, that's what you do. Buy a toy you love to give it away. There's He-Mans back on the shelves. I want kids to be getting He-Man still 40 years later, and that's the point. So I really love all the stuff that you do and all the organizations that you partner with, because helping kids out is one of the most important things that we can do, especially helping sick kids. And when you talk about some of the sick kids, it's not just kids that are stricken with cancer. It's a kid that's in there temporarily for a surgery, maybe getting a cast off, and you're just helping them get through this experience, which can just be scary and traumatic. Walking into the hospital is scary. At kind of any age, it can be scary. So getting them through this, and like you're saying, it is kind of a bit of a hotel. You go into these children's centers, and they're so fun, so well decorated. These kids feel like they're at a fun place. And that's important because peace of mind is important, and that mental health is something that we really got to focus on. I'm glad to hear all the fun stuff that they're doing there. Tell me just more about some of what the Child Life team's doing, and even maybe if you have one top of mind, a success story that pops into your mind.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. We will be having and hosting for the third year in a row our Diamond Children's Dunkin' Donut Joy in Dunkin' Foundation prom. The prom is going to be held this Saturday.
Oh.
This prom benefits any of the teenage kids that have come to our hospital, are either ongoing through treatment, have had treatment, or on their way to starting treatment in our hospital. So we invite these teens to come and have prom. Oftentimes these kids, they are going through cancer, and so they can't go to the regular prom because right now we're still in respiratory illness season.
Yes.
So we got the flu, we've got RSV, we've got all of it. These kids are immunocompromised. They cannot be out in the public. So oftentimes they have to forego these kind of, rites of passage, if you will. Mm-hmm. So thanks to our partners with Dunkin' Donuts nationally, they have sponsored us for the third year in a row. We're hosting it this Saturday. We have over 70 kids that have RSVP'd. They get to bring a +1, sometimes 2, sometimes more if they feel that that's what they would like to bring. We provide dinner. We provide games. There's arcade games. There's video games. There's lawn games. We're going to have, this year's theme is A Night Under the Stars. So it is going to be held at the Arizona Stadium. So it's the football stadium. They have a giant suite where part of it's indoor, part of it's outdoors. So the kids can go in, they can go out, they can dance, they cannot dance, they can play games, they can do all kinds of stuff. And just to have the time of their lives. I can't tell you enough again about the Tucson community making this happen. Our Child Life team is the core of this. They know who the kids are. They know who's coming in. They know who was here in the past. They know who we can call. When we get donations, they're like, I know who would love this game. And they're able to give that directly to that patient, and they know it's going to be fun. I love seeing the joy of the Child Life team looking at the games, the donations that we get, because they know that special person that will just thrive under this new Barbie, whatever it is, or this new WrestleMania, or this whatever it is, these dinosaurs. I know he's going to love this. So watching their joy and elation because they know a particular patient that they can give that to, and they know it's going to make their day, is everything. So back to prom. Prom, we will be giving away, I can't even tell you, our team at Banner has donated more than 12 gift baskets. The baskets are like as tall as I am, filled with all kinds of stuff. So there's a movie night theme. It'll be popcorn. It'll be movie theater tickets. It'll be all kinds of stuff that you would ever enjoy. A cozy blanket. Some of them are just like, go to Best Buy and you can use this to buy a TV. Just all kinds of stuff. They're giving out video games. These kids get so many. They feel the love when they leave. It's really an important rite of passage, and we're so fortunate we get to do it. We have committed ourselves to be able to do this every year now.
I love it because I was just talking to another group, and I was talking to Angel Charity for Children. They're having their second Rock the Fox. And I love when I talk to organizations that they've been around for this long and you've been around doing what you do, but you've got a brand new thing. It's the third year we're doing this. I love that you're still thinking of brand new ideas, brand new innovative events, and doing fun things for kids that like no one's ever really thought of. I remember when like Trunk or Treat started a few years back, and what a great unique way to get kids more opportunities to trick or treat and do fun things and things like that. To hear the fact that you're doing a prom, it's only 3 years old, like that's exciting, and it's definitely going to be around going and going. I love that you get these events happening. What are some other great events that you have going on in the future?
Oh my goodness. So, we do El Tour, and I don't know if you understand the El Tour. It's kind of it's a nut, and then it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and now it's become a forest, right?
Yeah.
So the partnership that we have with them is just amazing to me, because not only do we benefit by, we get our name, we get our brand out there, and people understand that, Banner is here in Tucson. We're here to stay. We're part of this community. This is what you support. We support it too. But El Tour de Tucson, what they do is they allow other charities to come in and raise funds by people who want to ride for them or just raise funds for them. That gives back to the Tucson community and all of these independent nonprofits in Tucson Banner is a nonprofit. A lot of people don't know that, but
Right.
we are a nonprofit hospital. But when we participate, when we sponsor that, when we partner with El Tour, we give back directly to our community because we allow all this to happen. We allow these organizations to be able to collect funds. I think that, and I don't want to misquote me, but I know in the millions and millions of dollars that that El Tour provides for these nonprofits, but we do too. In Banner, we provide $800 million to our community almost every year, and now we're going close to we're not doubling, but close to getting at least $5 million more into our community. Every year we give back to the community. So that includes all kinds of services, including our child life team, the prom, being able to do these other added value kind of things to our community. And you can't, that's everything. I am so passionate about what I do because of that giving back. And being a part of El Tour, like I said, not only is it that we're putting on this great race that people come in from internationally and ride. This has become the premier racing event in the country. But more importantly, like I said, it gives our nonprofits an opportunity to raise money so they can continue giving services right here in our community that benefit all walks of life.
Yeah, and all rides of life.
Yeah, all rides of life.
If you want to learn more about that, I interviewed El Tour de Tucson on a previous episode of Lifestyle Tucson. I remember talking about it and how much it benefits everything that you guys do. And there's something that you said earlier, and like you talk about all this and how the money's staying locally, all these donations, a lot of this goes right back into our community. And I love that. Here's the thing that I think you're really giving to our community a lot is that I produce the show The Business Of, which airs after Lifestyle Tucson every single Sunday. And that's for the Tucson Metro Chamber. And they often talk about workforce development. And they often bring up how the UA, unfortunately, we're trying to figure out ways to keep college students here after they graduate, because they graduate and then they go somewhere else. And it's a problem because we want to keep our students. We want to keep some of these great kids here in Tucson to help build our community. And when you talk about your educational hospital and the fact that all these kids are going from the UA and then they get right out and then they go right into working here, is that the thing, is that we're teaching a lot of medical kids and a lot of new doctors, new nurses, all that stuff. And then because we have these two educational hospitals, are we keeping these folks right here in Arizona a lot more often than, say, the UA is with your average student?
We do. We just now, with this new match day that I was telling you about previously, we have 43 students that are from Arizona that will continue to get their residency program, their specialty program, degrees or physician's practice license. When they graduate, they will stay here. We right now have almost 200 students that matched with, like I said, Banner in Phoenix and Tucson. Most of those students stay where they get their specialty. They do not leave the state.
That's incredible.
In addition to that, we partner with Pima College. We have nursing programs there. We partner with the U of A. We're partnering with them to get students into nursing quicker. We are really building our healthcare future. We need healthcare here. We want these specialists to stay here. We want to provide the best care we can to our community, and the only way we can do this is by fostering that education. Back to El Tour. For El Tour, as a sponsor for the El Tour, we get to name the largest person that's going to get all the fees that go to register for the El Tour de Tucson. The funding that we gave was to JTED, which is a Pima, educational program. They just started a healthcare school. So that is for us getting kids that are in high school prepared for healthcare future education. And we train them in our hospital. So they train from anything from our working in our kitchens to EVS to becoming nurses. We have those gateway programs because we want to keep those people. We want to keep and train people that are interested in healthcare here in our community. And give them opportunity. That's all we want, right?
Yeah.
Is if you go to school, you want to know that you're going to be able to get a job, and that's what we provide.
Yep, and even a career, and that's even better. It's great, and even it starts younger there, because I often with any organization talk about how can people get involved, how can they perhaps volunteer or do something, and you also have internships for some of our students that are looking to maybe advance their career in medicine. Internships available. Just go to the website, get some information. What more can you tell me on that before we just kind of wrap it up? And honestly, this was great. And this is only the first one because we have a great partnership now. We're going to be talking about all these great programs with you guys constantly on Lifestyle Tucson. And I can't wait to have you back, and or just this is honestly one of the easiest interviews I think I've ever had.
Well, it was fun, and I've been raring to do it. I'm thanking you again for the opportunity. And yes, we have volunteers. We have people that can come in and volunteer. We have people that get to come in and volunteer and hold babies. I mean, what
I've heard,
right?
Yes, you could just hold babies as a volunteer. It's true.
Heck yeah. True. Exactly. We have all kinds of volunteer opportunities, and certainly even on our team, we put on events. We're out there. We have. If there's something that you're interested in, please go to Banner Health, Banner University Medicine, and look up opportunities. We will find something for you.
Heck yeah, go find them online, obviously. I'll give you all the details on where you can follow them online and on Instagram, all that stuff in the recap. But if there's any final thoughts, or I always ask this kind of lofty question, if you had one wish for your organization, or maybe even just the Child Life team, let's just focus on that, what would that wish be?
Oh, my goodness. You know what I wish? I wish we didn't need one.
Right. That's always a good wish.
Yeah, that's the wish. There really is. I wish we didn't need one, but boy, am I happy we have this team. It's a family. I can't tell you enough. They become part of people's families, and it is just the most heartwarming, beautiful thing you could ever see under the worst circumstances. But it's just, you see these people unite. People become lifelong friends. I'm talking other parents with other patients' parents. And these kids form bonds with people they never had. One of the things I didn't mention that always surprises me, but I think it attributes back to the whole experience that we're able to provide thanks to this Child Life team, is these kids are so articulate about what they're going through with their health experience, their everything. You talk to them, and all I see and hear is love and resilience. Like, it's amazing.
That's really good. That makes my day to hear it. I mean, honestly, because it's all about hope, right? It's giving these kids hope, giving some of these parents hope, and giving the city of Tucson a lot of hope. So thank you for doing that, because today we made friends and maybe even made some family here with Rebecca Ruiz Hudman, PR and Marketing Manager at Banner University Medicine Diamond Children's University. Something medicine, something. I'll redo that. PR and Marketing Manager at Banner University Medicine. Meeting the social, emotional, and psychological needs of our young patients. Thank you for joining me today, Rebecca.
Thank you. Really appreciate the opportunity.
This was Lifestyle Tucson. Bing bong bing, time for a recap. I love making new friends. Don't you love it? I love meeting new people. What a great spokesman Rebecca is. That was such an easy interview. You heard me. I barely had to say a thing there. But then to just get to know each other there live, talk about what we're doing, talk about everything we're going to do together as Arizona Lotus partners with the Diamond Children's and Banner University Medicine. It's so exciting when we get to meet people that are really doing a lot and helping people out and helping them know that they are supported in these tough times that they're going through. There's so much community here in Tucson. It's what I always say. It's all about the people. It's all about the people here in Tucson, and there's so many great people. And I do love that we're keeping our medical students here in Arizona and especially in Tucson, learning, teaching, all that stuff, and moving and growing together. It's a big thing that happens in our community and happens all the time. Find them online at bannerhealth.com and follow them over on Instagram at banner_health. So I want to thank our new friends at Diamond Children's and Banner University Medicine for joining me today. You've been listening to Lifestyle Tucson. For more information about this program or to listen to something you may have missed, go to the Sunday Mornings page on klpx.com, kfma.com, mixfm.com, or espntucson.com. You can also subscribe on iTunes, Audible, or Spotify, or wherever fine podcasts are diamonds. Follow on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Lifestyle Tucson, because I'm your BFF, your best Frank forever, Frank Powers, Tucson. I love you the most.